Revenge films.
My name is Sarah. I'm 24 years old and in my second year of working since moving away from my hometown. I still have a good relationship with my friends from back home and meet up with them regularly. In particular, I have a great relationship with my high school friends and we stay in touch frequently. However, there's one friend I've always had trouble getting along with, Chloe, who was in the same tennis club as me in high school. Chloe's always been a bit boy crazy. She'd act all cute and flirty around guys, but if another girl got close to them, she'd get jealous and cause trouble. She even had a habit of going after her friends' crushes, which slowly drove away all her female friends. In high school, I was so focused on the tennis club and didn't really care about girly stuff, so Chloe never bothered to pick on me. I guess I wasn't even on her radar. Because of that, I ended up being her only female friend back then. After we graduated, we pretty much lost touch, until recently, when she suddenly reached out to tell me she was getting married. After graduating from college, Chloe landed a job at a foreign company thanks to connections from her father, who holds an executive position at a major corporation. Among our old high school classmates, the word was that she'd become even more arrogant after starting work, constantly looking down on others. I assumed the reason she'd stopped reaching out to me was that she didn't want to be associated with an ordinary office worker like me. So I was genuinely surprised when she suddenly contacted me to share her wedding news. Apparently, Chloe's fiancé is Kyle, one of our classmates from high school who is now a successful elite trading company employee. Kyle was the kind of guy who excelled at both academics and sports, and he was super popular with the girls back then. Knowing Chloe, it wouldn't surprise me if she wanted to invite people who knew Kyle back then just to show him off at the wedding. When Chloe asked me to attend, I couldn't give her an answer right away. She even asked if I could bring some of our other friends along. For now, I told her I'd think about it and ended the call. I contacted every friend I could think of who knew Chloe, asking if they'd attend the wedding, but everyone had the same response: no way! Some even commented that Kyle would probably have plenty of his old guy friends there, even if none of Chloe's female friends showed up. It was clear that no one had forgotten the things Chloe had done to them in the past, and there wasn't a single person who actually wanted to see her again. I wasn't thrilled about breaking the news to her, so when I called her, I just said that everyone had other plans. Her reaction was unexpected.
Wow, Sarah, I didn't think this would happen with you. I always thought you were popular, which is why I reached out to you first. Guess I was wrong. What a letdown.
That's when I realized her mean streak hadn't changed at all. When I told her I wouldn't be able to make it either, she sounded genuinely upset.
If none of my friends come, what will his parents think of me?
She went on to explain that it wasn't going to be a big wedding, just a small gathering at a rented space with some food and drinks. She even said I didn't need to bring a gift and begged me to just stop by. In the end, I reluctantly agreed to go. She said it would be super casual, even casual enough for regular clothes. So I figured it wouldn't be too big of a deal to attend. On the day of the wedding, I headed to the hotel Chloe had mentioned, only to find a massive, luxurious-looking venue. I couldn't help but wonder if a place like this could really host the casual gathering she had described, but I decided to head inside anyway. At the reception desk, I told the staff I was there for Chloe's wedding. For a brief moment, one of them glanced at my outfit and their face froze. I was wearing a simple, casual dress and hadn't done anything special with my hair. It crossed my mind that I might have been underdressed, but Chloe had reassured me just the day before that casual clothes were fine, so I assumed everyone else would be dressed the same way. But as soon as I stepped into the waiting room, I realized I was completely out of place. Everyone was dressed in formal wedding attire, elegant dresses, and suits. Chloe's sister approached me and asked, "Excuse me, who are you?" I explained that I had been invited to the wedding, but after checking the guest list, she said bluntly, "There's no seat for you." "What? But I was invited," I said, panicking, and rushed to the bride's waiting room to figure out what was going on. The moment Chloe saw me, she gave a smug, almost gleeful smile.
Oh, you actually came? Well, all the seats are already taken, so you can just head home,
she said smugly. Shocked, I asked her what was going on. And she admitted everything. She was upset that none of our friends had agreed to come, so she decided to take it out on me. The casual dress code? A lie to humiliate me. The lack of a seat? That was intentional from the start. Chloe then sneered.
Did you really think someone like you, a regular office worker, would belong at a wedding like this?
I was furious. That's beyond cruel, I shouted, but Chloe just smirked.
Like you'd even have the guts to stay dressed like that. Just leave already,
she said, her tone dripping with mockery. Shaking with anger and humiliation, I stepped out of the room, only to find Kyle standing right outside the door. It seemed he had overheard everything, and he asked me to explain what was going on. I told him everything Chloe had done to me. As I spoke, his expression shifted from shock to disbelief. It was clear he had never suspected that the person he was about to marry could be so cruel. Kyle muttered,
"I've been lied to,"
his initial shock quickly giving way to anger. Then he made a bold decision. He was going to call off the wedding. On top of that, he wanted to reveal Chloe's true nature in front of everyone before canceling the ceremony. Following Kyle's lead, I ended up attending the ceremony, still wearing my casual outfit. Somehow, he managed to convince the staff to prepare a seat for me at the last minute. When the ceremony started, I could feel everyone's eyes on me, but I decided to push through it. As the bride and groom entered, Chloe looked at me, clearly shocked. She shouted,
"What are you doing here? This is so embarrassing. Go home now."
At that moment, Kyle spoke up.
"It was Chloe who told Sarah to come in casual clothes to embarrass her. And it was also Chloe who invited her but didn't prepare a seat on purpose to make her feel humiliated."
Everyone in the room went silent at Kyle's words. Chloe quickly responded.
"What are you talking about? Did Sarah tell you this? I know what this is. Sarah's just trying to ruin my wedding because she's jealous I'm marrying Kyle. Women's jealousy is terrifying."
She turned to the guests, and they all looked at me. Chloe then added,
"Do you honestly think I'd invite someone like you to my wedding? You're just an ordinary office worker, and you're not even pretty enough to be here."
She insulted me openly. Kyle then said,
"Actually, I didn't hear it from Sarah. I overheard everything just now in the waiting room."
In that moment, Chloe went pale and awkwardly said,
"You must have misunderstood."
Kyle looked at Chloe and said,
"I never thought you'd be the type to bully your friends and to insult Sarah in front of everyone. I'm really disappointed. I can't marry you."
He turned and left the venue, clearly disheartened. Chloe called out,
"Wait, it's a misunderstanding!"
and clung to Kyle, but the people around them just stared at her in disbelief. Chloe's parents came over to me and said,
"We're so sorry. I don't understand why she's like this. We really don't know what's going on with her."
It seemed that even Chloe's parents and relatives had a hard time dealing with her bad behavior. In the end, after learning about Chloe's true nature, Kyle called off the wedding and they broke up. Some of Chloe's father's business associates were at the wedding, so the whole situation ended up embarrassing her parents as well. Chloe's father took it seriously and told her to resign from the company he had gotten her into. Chloe, who had used her job at a foreign company as a way to look down on others, now found it difficult to get another job after her father turned his back on her. She would probably never be able to look down on people again. As for me, on my way home from the wedding, I was approached by one of Kyle's colleagues and we really hit it off. We started dating and a year later, we got married. Now I'm happily living with my husband, an elite businessman. Even though I almost got embarrassed because of Chloe, going to that wedding ended up leading me to meet my husband. So in the end, it worked out for the best.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.